Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023. And we are still in conversation over the leaked conversation, phone conversation between the founder and general overseer of Living Faith Church, Bishop David Oyedepo, and Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. The Valentine Obienyem, media aide to Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, he has said in a Facebook post that the leaked audio of his principal's conversation with David Oyedepo, founder of Winners Chapel, was edited out of context. In the audio clip, which I'm sure many of us have listened to the distorted version. In the audio clip, Obi appeared to be asking the cleric to speak on his behalf, to speak to your people on his behalf, to speak to your people in the southwest and Kwara. This is a religious war. Like I keep saying, if this works, you people will never regret the support. Obi apparently said in the trending video. But in a Facebook post on Sunday, that's today, Obienyem said that the badly doctored conversation with Bishop Oyedepo, released by our Nnewi prodigal brother, is the much they have discovered so far. They edited out the Muslim tickets that led to the discussion, where Obi said that in society like ours, religious balancing was a necessary consideration, and that their recklessness had made Christians to assume it was a religious war. So this is the particular paragraph they took out of context and said that Peter Obi said that what we are embarking on in the election is a religious war. But you can see the context in which Peter Obi spoke about this. Peter Obi didn't say that it's a religious, there's the Muslim ticket is a declaration of religious war. No. What he was alluding to the fact that many Christians, because of the Muslim ticket, assumed that it was a religious war that Asiwaju Bola, Tinubu, and the APC declared against the Christian population in Nigeria. And who will disagree with this? You and I know that because of the Muslim ticket, Babashi Lawal, the APC chieftain and former secretary to the federal government, left the party. People like Kenneth Okonkwo left the party because they consider it a declaration of war against Christians. People like former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, and several other people who could not stomach the kind of injustice that APC perpetrated with the Muslim ticket of their candidates. Many people left. Many Christians who love their religion, who desires freedom, who desire secular Nigeria, they left. They considered it a declaration of war. And who can argue with that? A situation where the presidential candidate of APC is a Muslim, the vice presidential candidate is a Muslim, the president is a Muslim, the Speaker of the House of Representatives is a Muslim, the Deputy Speaker is a Muslim, the Senate President is a Muslim, all the service chiefs are Muslim, from immigration to customs to NSCDC, every apparatus of security and parasecurity organization in Nigeria are all Muslims. On top of all that, you have a Muslim presidential ticket. Who wouldn't see it as war? That was how many Christians were perceiving it. Many Christians perceive it like that. Many other Christians also didn't perceive it like that. It depends. But vast majority of Nigerian Christians perceive it as that what their religion is facing is an existential threat under the APC administration. Christians were totally marginalized and made irrelevant in the Bola administration. If you look at the hierarchy of power, I just mentioned some to you now, from the presidency to the service chiefs to all the paramilitary organizations. You can hardly see anyone headed by a Christian, be it custom and immigration, be it NSDC, be it a Navy, Army, what have you. The service chiefs, everywhere. And if you go and look at all the strategic ministries and parastatals, permanent secretaries, it is there on plain sight. So going to the election in 2023, many Christians obviously see it as a religious war that was declared against them, and they have to survive. But did that affect the impact of the election? We may not know, since the election itself was adjudged by both local and international observers to have been rigged. Because if you look at it, despite everything, Asiwaju Bola made Tinubu a Muslim, won by aide calculation in Benue State, a Christian-dominated state, won in Rivers State, a Christian-dominated state, did very well in many Christian-dominated areas. Now, if that result were to be taken on its face value, it means that Christians don't care about their religion. Because if you look at the pattern of Muslims, they voted overwhelmingly for Muslim candidates. And that is it. So if Peter Obi is saying that many Christians viewed, because the Muslim ticket has made many Christians to view the scenario as a religious war, he's not far from the truth. That's how many Christians perceived it. If you go and ask Babashi Lawal, the former secretary to the federal government, he will tell you that it was a war that was declared against the Christian community, including in the north. Because Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was trying to tell the whole world that there are not enough men of capacity among northern Christians to be vice president. So it was a declaration of war. That was how many people perceived it. So he was telling Oyedepo the obvious, and Oyedepo himself understands it. Oyedepo himself have operated in Kano, in Kaduna before. He was in Kaduna. Bishop Oyedepo in the local parlance began to blow in Kaduna before he moved to Lagos. He knows how it is to operate a Christian ministry in Kaduna, the challenges. So he could be able to understand that the way APC was going, what was happening in APC was tantamount to a declaration of religious war. Now let us continue from what the aide of Peter Obi is saying. Now, the aide of Peter Obi, he did say that there is a brother, an Nnewi brother, who was responsible for the doctoring of the video, of the leaked video. He didn't name them. He did not name the Nnewi brother, but I know the name. I know the person. I know the name he was referring to, but I will not mention it here because it doesn't serve any purpose. He did not name the Nnewi brother that facilitated the doctoring of that video, but it is understood to be a prominent member of the All Progressive Congress who lives in Lagos State. And I can guess who the person is. Okay. Now, the APC was at the root of the issue of religion in the 2023 presidential election because of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Muslim ticket, which was very controversial. And at the end of the day, INEC has declared that ticket to be the winner of the election. The matter is now subject of court because Peter Obi and others who are aggrieved contestants in the race have gone to court. And Peter Obi has been very forceful in going to court and declaring that that election was flawed, just as the international community and the international media have recorded. And that he's demanding for the disqualification of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the race. And that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's participation in the race was an illegality. And he has brought reasons of alleged drug case in the United States, in Chicago in particular, and some other infractions traced to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which he believes makes him ineligible to participate in the election. And is demanding that whatever votes that was allocated to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was a wasted vote. And he has also tabled other prayers to show that his figures were given to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Rivers State, Benue State, and so many other places, and that he's going to prove it in court, and that those votes will be supposed to be removed from Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tally. And if all those are properly done and all the votes that were allegedly illegally added to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu are cut off, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his vote will come down. He will no longer have majority of the vote cast in the election. And Peter Obi said that after that was done, it will be discovered that he had the highest number of votes cast and the necessary spread, including getting over 25% of the vote in the federal capital territory, Abuja, which Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu couldn't get, and that he be declared the president-elect. But if the court don't feel that he shouldn't be declared president-elect and the winner of the election, that the election be cancelled and fresh one conducted based on the identified irregularities in the election. The most glaring of all being the inability of INEC to transmit the presidential election result from the polling units to the IRF as they had promised Nigerians, and as was written in the Electoral Act, that is what they would do, and as written in the electoral guideline of the INEC itself. Okay, so these are subject to the court now, and one of the things we are praying that the court should do, and the Buhari should allow it, and the Nigerian Judicial Council should allow it, is that the proceedings of these petitions by Peter Obi and others should be televised live, so that Nigerians can see how the judges will arrive at their final verdict or judgment. Now let us also go look at what Obianyem wrote in his Facebook post to bring some kind of clarity about the doctored leaked conversation, leaked video, audio video conversation between Peter Obi of Labour Party, presidential candidate of Labour Party, and the founder of Winners Chapel, David Oyedepo. Now, there are some things that Obianyem revealed here that is very disturbing. And it's an issue that I may have to deal with on a future date, but it is disturbing. Then look at what he wrote. Obianyem wrote, I heard they set up a committee made up of some communication experts headed by our prodigal brother from Newi. They are reviewing all calls made in the last 3 years, and especially now, to see if he mentioned interim government or anything that will make them prosecute him, for treason when and if they take over. Till now, they are yet to see any. Now, this particular paragraph is loaded with disturbing information. First, Peter Obi's aide is alleging that the camp of Tinubu has set up communication experts headed by a prodigal brother from Newi. Now, that is important too. He said that they are reviewing all calls to be made in the last 3 years. It means that this committee has access to all the calls that was made by Peter Obi in the last 3 years. Who authorized the committee to have access to the recorded call of Peter Obi in the last 3 years? Is it a court of law that gave them that? Because ordinarily it's a violation of privacy. For you to do this, you need to obtain a court order. And it has to be in respect to evidence that you actually pose a threat to national security to the level that the court will consider the request from a security agency and not a committee set up by a president-elect or on behalf of president-elect whose mandate is still being disputed in a court of law. It's only the security agencies that should be able to go to court and obtain such an authorization. Perhaps we need to know more about this and look at the sinister motive that they want to listen to see if he had said anything about interim government. I've done another video before where I let you know that the idea of interim government was a creation of the APC. It was the governor of Kaduna State that first of all mentioned interim government in his speech against this fuel scarcity and naira scarcity before the election, saying that there are some people in the presidency who lost out in the APC primaries, who are making plotting for an interim government. They don't want the election to hold. Ganduje, the governor of Kano State, said the same thing. That there is a plot that involves even the central bank to scuttle the election and to establish an interim government. So for them to be fishing for where Peter Obi said anything about interim government shows you how desperate they are. And if you see the kind of threats they have been making since they have been declared this president-elect, you marvel and you ask yourself, what is going on? Let us assume, without considering that that the Supreme Court sustains the president-elect awarded to them by INEC. Is that the kind of country they are going to run? A Gestapo kind of government where you see people like Bayo Nanuga threatening media houses and especially like television house like Arise Television and all that, calling on broadcasting BORN, Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, and National Communication Commission, and what have you, to deal with Arise Television and others who didn't agree with their point of view. Now, if that's the kind of government they want to run, where they are fishing for what they will use to put away somebody, put away Peter Obi for treason, close down Arise Television or sanction Arise Television, that it is coming from people who claimed that they fought against Abacha's dictatorship, shows you that if they are given the opportunity, they could be worse than Abacha. Even the social media would not have it easy with these people, because it's either their way or the highway. That is why Nigerians are looking up to the courts now to save this country from impending doom. Because the way they are acting, if they could be fishing for where Peter Obi said something about interim government, who else know what else they are? What else they are fishing? But whatever may be the case, Nigeria is a democracy. This country was able to overcome Abacha. This country was able to overcome Babangida. It can be able to overcome Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and his team, if the courts allow him to be sworn in, or if the courts say that indeed his declaration as president-elect is according to the law, Nigeria will still survive him. But the important thing is this: they are taking their propaganda to a level that is frightening. Peter Obi has done nothing wrong than to demand a review of the election. Buhari has done the same thing in all the elections he contested, except the one he won in 2015. Buhari went to court in 2003, up to the Supreme Court. Buhari went to the court to challenge the election of 2007, up to the Supreme Court. Buhari went to the court up till the Supreme Court in 2011. So if Buhari, who is the leader of their party, was able to challenge the election results, in which he doesn't even stand a chance at all, yet he was able to push that he won the election and went to the Supreme Court in 3 occasions, in 3 election cycles. I don't see the reason why Peter Obi, who won 12 states, cannot challenge APC victory in peace. By the time Buhari went to court in 2003, how many states does they have? It doesn't have his party, the APP, doesn't have up to 5 states. By the time Buhari went to court again in 2007, how many states did he win? Did his party win? I doubt if they have up to five states. I'm talking about AMPP. By the time Buhari contested again in 2011 under CPC, he had only 1 state, Nasarawa, which was won by Al-Makura at the time. Yet Buhari believed that with that 1 state in Nasarawa, Buhari believed strongly that he won the election. And nobody stopped him. He went to the Supreme Court, from the appeal court to the Supreme Court, challenging that election. And Peter Obi, that won 12 states, despite all the manipulations, allegedly, cannot be allowed to challenge the outcome of the election. He has to be allowed to challenge the outcome of the election, and it is his right to do so. After all, they have already told him and others who lost in the election to go to court, and Peter Obi has obediently gone to court. So what is all this propaganda about fishing for something against Peter Obi? For what purpose? Except for a sinister purpose. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, I hit the notification bell. Anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.